Hi everyone, in this tutorial we're going to be going over the different blend modes in Photoshop and how you can apply those to your photos. Alright, let's get started. So what the blend modes do in Photoshop, blend a photo with one underneath it. You could do some cool double exposures with one photo showing through to the other one. You could add cool textures to some of your photos, or just give them some interesting effects in color. So I have a link here to the Adobe site. I'll link this underneath the video, but it goes through and gives you a more detailed description of what each blend mode does. And then at the bottom here, it gives you an idea of which one will look like when it's applied. So I'll link this for you so you can go through it. Alright, so to access your blend modes, they're going to be in the layer panel here, right in this drop down menu where it says normal. So normal is just going to be normal mode, no blending at all. And then these are the different blend layers. So when you pick a blend layer, it's going to blend the photo you have selected and blend it with the photo underneath it. Alright, so let's just try one with this one. Let's do darken. So that one wasn't really noticeable, but it is blending it here. If you have this still highlighted, you can use your arrow keys to scroll through them. So I'm just going to use my down arrow and go through them all. That's multiply. That's color burn, linear burn, darken color, lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, lighter color, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, hard mix, difference, exclusion, subtract, divide, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. So a lot of the times you're just going to want to scroll through these and try out some different ones until you get something that you like. I'm just going to put that back to normal, and I'm going to put this picture underneath the fabric one. This is what I was blending it to. Now we'll try blend this one from the top down into the dog picture. So we'll select fabric, and then let's try darken. So you can see it's blending it in certain parts of his body here. Let's do multiply. So that's blending it over the entire photo, and it kind of gives it this texture. Let's try overlay. Overlay is brightening it up and also showing some of that texture through it. I'll just turn it off and on, and you can see. If you don't want it this intense, you can adjust the opacity of it, and that's just going to adjust the opacity of the overall layer. So with this slider here, you just slide it down. We'll go from 0 to 100. So you can just adjust how much you want it to blend. I'm going to put that up all the way, and I'll just turn these off for now. When none of your layers are visible, you're going to get this checkerboard pattern. That means it's transparent right now. So if I have a photo turned on, this is transparent, and this is where your pixels are for the photo. So the photo ends here. I'm going to turn this image on over top of it. So this one has a nice texture to it that we can add to this photo, just to give it a cool filtered look. So we'll turn that back on, make sure we have it selected, and we'll just roll through some of our blend modes here. So let's try darken, and it looks like all that's doing is kind of punching out the sky here. Let's try multiply. And so now we're getting that texture over the entire image, and it's starting to look cool. I'm just going to scroll down through these. Alright, I kind of like this overlay. It's not as intense, a little bit lighter, gives it some cool scratchy texture. But what it's doing is covering the entire thing, even where the photo underneath it isn't showing, where it's transparent. This is the transparent section. So what if you only want it to affect the photo beneath it? You can have it so it just covers that. And to do that, you click on it, make sure you're right over top of the layer you want it to affect, hold down Alt or Option on a Mac, and then right in between on that line, you'll get that icon right there. So if you're too high or too low, you'll get the little hand icon. But if you go right in between, you're going to get that little arrow. And then if you click, what it's going to do is move this over and give you that arrow. And that means it's only affecting the pixels directly below it. So now we don't see it over here. We just see it over top of the photo here. And then you can go in and turn down your opacity until you get something cool that you like. Another example of just having it blend over the visible pixels is to do it with text. So I'll just turn those off and turn on my text layer here. So in this group, I have my text and I have this fabric pattern. So I'm going to click on the fabric and we'll maybe try an overlay on it. So now it's overlaying to the text below it and giving us this cool pattern showing up on the text. And if we only want it to affect the text and not all of these empty pixels around it, again, we'll just hold down Alt or Option and click, and it's just going to affect on the text here. So that's an easy way to add a pattern to your text. And then you can also just go through and try out the different blend modes till you get something you like. You can also use the blend modes to add some cool, interesting color to some black and white photos, and I'll show you how I do that here. So I'm just going to take this colorful photo that I have here and drop it into Photoshop. If I drop it here, it's going to add it to this composition here. If I hold it on the top bar here, it'll create a new one. So I'm just going to drop that in. All right, now I'm going to go over to this photo here. So I've done a really rough mask on this. We haven't covered masking yet, but I just wanted to show you how we could use the images above it to only affect the pixels that are showing, like we did with the text. So what this mask is doing, I'll just show you really quick. If I disable it, I'm masking out all of this. So this is what we're going to use to erase out parts of our picture. Instead of actually erasing it, we'll be using masks, and that's going to come up in the next tutorial. So I'm just going to enable this mask again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just grab this image here. Also, when you just drag and drop in a new image into Photoshop, it's going to make it your background image because there always has to be one layer in here. And so if you want to unlock that, you can just double click on it and hit OK, and that's going to unlock it. You can still drag it to other compositions though if it's locked. Okay, so I'm just going to grab it, drag it, and drop it into this composition here. Now, it's way too small, and I'm going to scale it up. Normally, I don't recommend just scaling up images when they're this big because we're going to stretch it and lose a bunch of pixel data. But since we're just using this as a blend to go over top, it's not really going to matter. So I'm going to do Control-T for free transform, and I'm just going to scale it to fit over top of my picture here. And then I'll just hit Enter. So the first thing I want to do is come in between them and hold Alt or Option on a Mac, and then click. So right now it's not blending at all, but it's cutting itself out on the mask here. And now we can add whatever blend mode we want. So let's try an overlay to start with. And so we're taking our black and white photo, and now we're getting some color through it. You can also blend more than two photos together. There's no limit to what you're blending. So I'm just going to go back to this one. So right now this is the order they're in, and if I wanted to, I can set this to one type of blend. I can set this layer to another blend. And now we're seeing this layer underneath it. We still have this layer over top. And if I take this one and add another blend mode, now we can see the tree through it. So we can see through all of these, and they're all blending with each other based on what blend mode we're using. So you're just going to want to experiment around with these different blend modes to try to find a look that works for you. Alright, that's going to do it for this tutorial.